I'm in Washington, D.C. I'm in a car headed to the United States Capitol to testify in front of Congress, and news has broken about Cam Newton. So I'm here to break down the Cam Newton signing by the New England Patriots, as well as break down big tech censorship and all the other challenges facing our nation today in a little bit of time. There's a lot of security now to get through the Capitol, so I was trying to duck out early from the D.C. studio. And then as soon as that happens, the news breaks about Cam Newton. So I said, well, Danny G, you're going to have to call me on the radio, on the phone, and I'll finish the show from the radio. But, we kind of done this a bunch of times before. For those of you who are old school Outkick listeners, when I do the show from Florida, there's about a 50-50 chance that it's going to start on time because the DJ there has to show up. DJ Big Boy has to show up in Florida to let me into the studio, and sometimes he's not on time. And so I've done the show several times from the parking lot there. But big news here, I think in many ways. We've talked a lot about what the Patriots were going to do at the quarterback position. And I think most of you out there are in agreement with me that if Jarrett Stidham were really the long-range future of the New England Patriots, he would have played a lot more last year. What's surprising about this move to me, and it's a one-year deal with Cam, so it's not as if the Patriots are signing away their future or committing in some substantial way to Cam Newton in the years ahead. What's unique and interesting to me somewhat about this deal is Cam was awful last year. And at least if you look at all the statistical data and sort of analyze his overall job that he did. But evidently, Bill Belichick, who knows a little bit more about football than you and I and pretty much anybody out there listening, no matter where you are in the country, saw enough of Cam Newton this year to believe that there is at least a spark of possibility for him going forward, and that indeed, if that is going to be the case, I think now what this means is this doesn't preclude the Patriots from bringing in a quarterback in the draft, and I'm going to unpack that exactly why in a moment. But what I do think it does is make it highly unlikely that they're going to sign any other free agent quarterback or attempt to trade for any other free agent quarterback, which has been, frankly, a big part of the discussion out there. There's been rumors that the New England Patriots might be interested in Deshaun Watson. We have talked about that idea. There have been rumors of Marcus Mariota potentially being the guy for the Patriots, Jameis Winston. Lots of these quarterbacks who are going to be free agents in a very tumultuous NFL free agent market next year. And so, like many of you, I had presumed that Cam Newton was the bridge through COVID and Tom Brady's tenure, and that now the Patriots would be turning a new page and bringing in a new quarterback of some sort to commit to for several years. Doesn't seem like that's necessarily going to be the case. Now, remember, in terms of what Bill Belichick has done in the draft, Jimmy Garoppolo is the highest signed drafted draft pick that he has ever had at the quarterback position. And Garoppolo was barely at the end of the second round. And we had spent a lot of time. There had been much discussion about maybe Bill Belichick wanting to make a run to go get Jimmy Garoppolo and bring him back to the Patriots because he never really wanted to trade him away. And that certainly seems like that idea has now disappeared and is out the window and isn't going to happen for the New England Patriots either. And so my projection here, I didn't expect Cam to be re-signed. I really didn't, even though Cam Newton gave an interview a couple of weeks ago and said, "Oh heck yeah, I'd be open to the idea of re-signing." And remember, Cam said, "Hey, I'm still one of the 32 best quarterbacks in the NFL." And what we said on this show was, well, that's not really saying a lot, because being one of the 32 best, unless you're one of the 15 or 16 best, or at least a guaranteed top 20 guy, pretty much every team is looking to replace you, because you can't win at a high level in the NFL these days unless you have at least a top 15 quarterback. And so if you're not a top half quarterback, you're basically on the chopping block every day, and there's no doubt whatsoever that you could be on your way out at any moment of time. So, to me, what's surprising here is Cam is coming back and the fact that the Patriots thought they got enough from him last year, even though they went 7-9, and even though he had single-digit touchdown passes. There is a belief that they can find something that will work with him. Again, what I would anticipate is Cam Newton is the veteran in the locker room. This speaks well, by the way, I would say, to Cam Newton's comportment when he was a New England Patriot because, look, Bill Belichick doesn't suffer fools, and he gets rid of you in a hurry if you're not willing to buy into what he and his coaching staff are selling. So in terms of Cam's comportment, in terms of his locker room work ethic, all of those things, this is certainly an endorsement from Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots organization, who famously have made the phrase "do your job" their mantra. Cam did his job, even if many of us did not think that he did that job very well. But what I would anticipate, having seen this signing, a one-year deal again, it's not as if the Patriots are walking down the altar with Cam Newton and saying, "You're our quarterback of the future for years to come." This still feels to me somewhat like a bridge situation that the Patriots decided, given the cost and given the price and given the opportunities and circumstances and availabilities out there, that Cam Newton made the best sense in the short term, and that as a result, they will be rolling with Cam presumably as their starter in week one, but I would anticipate next month the New England Patriots drafting a quarterback. Now, the big question is still going to be, are the Patriots going to actually draft a quarterback in the first round, something that Bill Belichick has never done before? As I just mentioned with you, Jimmy Garoppolo is the highest drafted quarterback that Bill Belichick has ever taken in his career, and that was at the end of the second round. So Belichick has done well finding diamonds in the rough, whether it's Jacoby Brissett, whether it's Jimmy Garoppolo, certainly Tom Brady. But in the grand scheme of things, he has not been a guy to go all in at the quarterback position. So bit of a shift. We'll have to get all of the contract details out there. I have not seen. Has anybody else seen what Cam Newton is signing for? Remember, he signed for a very reduced rate. I think it was like $1.5 million or whatever the heck it was last year. Presumably he would get more than that this year, but probably still not, I wouldn't think, very much money in the grand scheme of things, because the NFL salary cap is dropping all the way down to $182.5 million. Let me go around the horn and see what the crew thinks here. Do we know the dollar figure yet, Danny G?
Yeah, the contract is worth close to $14 million, according to Shefty.
Whoa, that shocks me. That really is a shocking dollar figure to me, because I think Cam only got $1.5 million last year, and that dollar figure also suggests that there was maybe interest from other places about Cam. So let's go around the horn. Danny G, what's your immediate read here when you hear this contract news?
I'm pretty surprised, because everybody was so in love with the idea of Jimmy G returning to make Bill Belichick maybe have a second coming with that divorce battle that you like to talk about. So, yeah, this kind of shook me a little bit, took me by surprise, at least this morning.
Is Eddie still in the studio, or has he already bailed?
Yeah, he's on the freeway.
We had major breaking news?
Well, he helped us break it on the air, at least.
Major breaking news, and Eddie just bails and says peace out. Is Dub actually in the studio in Nashville?
Yeah, Dub is there.
Dub, what's your reaction? We've talked a lot about this Patriot quarterback situation. This is really surprising news to me.
Yeah, on one hand, I'm shocked, but then on the other hand, it's Bill Belichick, the one guy that loves to zig when everyone else zags. So on one hand, I'm totally shocked. On the other hand, I'm not really surprised at all.
Roberto there, or is he bailed as well?
No, I'm here.
Roberto, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm shocked. I mean, I'm surprised. I thought it was only gonna be this past year. I mean, it wasn't a success. Would you guys say it was a success? No. Yeah, exactly. Especially after Tom Brady won that Super Bowl, I thought Belichick would want to go somewhere else to try to get that Super Bowl. But
well, he didn't look bad when he beat our Raiders early on in the season, though.
Yeah, $14 million, though, surprises me.
Because
that's a fairly significant commitment. The Patriots don't typically overpay, and I think also significantly associated with that is you just don't anticipate a situation like this where you're going to turn the page pay a guy $1.5 million, have him be fairly mediocre, and then you come out and make the decision that you're going to give him $14 million. Just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I still think the draft probably will be the ultimate move that they end up making, but this is going to be pretty wild.